Hey everyone, my name is Vince Palko, and we're back for another safety chat. You know, these talks that we put together are done on purpose. We want to interview people that are thought leaders, industry experts, to share best practices, share ideas on how we can all be more safe on our job sites. Here at GPRS, our goal is 100% subsurface damage prevention, and this is one of the many reasons why we put these videos together. I know in a recent partnership with Turner Construction that they probably share the same vision with us, and we're super pumped to have a special guest. He's been in safety for 20 years. He's been at Turner Construction for 4, and he is the Director of Safety at Turner Construction. His name is Ron Covo. Ron, welcome to Safety Chat.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you for having me on the show.
And another guest we have on that I'm more mildly excited to have, he is our Western U.S. Director, Dave Mulcahey. Dave, welcome to the call.
Thanks for the mild excitement, Vince.
Awesome. So basically, Ron, to get a little more serious here, according to the DIRT report, there are over 525,000 line strikes a year, attributing to over 400 deaths in the last 20 years. Given this information, what are your priorities when it comes to safety at Turner Construction?
Thanks, Vince. You know, to talk about priorities, I think we have to talk about, what's important to me, right? I think in the construction industry, our workers are very innovative, very skilled workers, right? So we have to talk about best practices a little bit. My priorities when it comes to best practices per se is communication, right? There's a lot of best practices that our skilled workers, our innovative workers come up with when it comes to, let's say, material handling, installation procedures, etc. And to me, it's a sin, if you will, when we don't communicate those, right? These best practices, in essence, are making lives better, people safer, right? And let's even being in the safety world, I can tell you, more productive, right? Are making our workers more productive, are making an environment where their worker feels comfortable to perform the work, right? Because it is a best practice. But we fail a lot of times in communicating what that best practice is. So that is my priority when it comes to safety and health and these best practices that our workers come up with, is communicate them, but not only communicate them, but implement them. That to me is a priority. Communicate and implement these best practices in the safety world.
I mean, if you're not communicating, bad things happen, right? So I guess my next question is, how's that working? Is it being implemented well? I mean, I don't know where you are in that phase, if you're just starting out and kind of implementing a program, but how's it going? What's working? What's not working?
Yeah, thank you, Vince. I'd like to focus on the stuff that the platforms that we have to enhance communication, and stay away from maybe what's working and what's not working. Within Turner, we have processes available to not only us but to every company that comes to work at a Turner project. We have platforms to enhance the communication. We are very innovative in our safety program. We have part of our safety program is what we call Building Life, living injury-free every day. Building Life really tries to open up the lines of communication with huddles, with feedback, with conversations that are happening on our jobs to really, through conversations, the right environment is created where workers feel free and feel encouraged to bring in that communication, right? That has worked for us. That has worked very well for us and really created environment on our projects of sharing, camaraderie, if you will, and open door where the employee feels that they can come and voice their innovative best practice or voice their opinion, voice their feedback. When I go, since you asked what's not working, when I can think of one thing when I think of what's not working, and it's the encouragement. From maybe our teams or maybe from the companies that come to our work, is the encouragement, the constant encouragement to that worker to bring things up, to give us feedback, to give us innovative best practices, to give us opportunities for improvement, because we're not perfect. We acknowledge we have room for improvement, and that's a good thing.
Communication is lifelong learning, right? And you've taken some leadership classes, and it's basically communicate, then over communicate. Can you give us some examples of huddles? Is that weekly? Is that daily? I'm sure there's feedback loops at every point, but just give us some more details there. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. We believe in what you just said: constant communication, constant collaboration, right? So every day at the beginning of the job, there's what we call a daily huddle, right? A daily huddle where what's going on the job that day is happening. Make everybody aware, and the participants of this daily huddle is every worker on site. Every worker gets to hear and gets to get involved, right, in what is happening that day. That not only creates the awareness of what's going on in the day, but it creates the environment of a team, right? We're all here together, and this is what we're building, right? Throughout the day, our Turner staff and craft are encouraged, are asked to walk projects with the intent of not only to make observations, but to engage. I know that's a word that it's perhaps in the last few years has been overused, engaging with the worker. But we really feel that engaging with a worker with the purpose of having meaningful conversations and relationships that are created on the job to enhance that open door, and to enhance that feedback that we can improve upon, if it's improvement or it's feedback that is a positive reinforcement of what we're doing.
Ron, I've noticed that the construction industry in general really looks towards Turner as a leader in the industry. And even with to your point, communication and encouragement, one point that I've seen visually is that subcontractors, you don't really treat as subcontractors. I think you even call them strategic partners in a lot of the ways. Are there any other examples of how you're a little innovative and different, especially with those relationships and how you really approach the industry?
Yeah, thank you. When it comes to, we call them trade partners, because they're really our partners to the operation. I've always said, and our teams will echo this sentiment, that it might be our name on the fence, but inside we're that team. We're Turner, right? Most of the work that is done on our projects is by our trade partners, our trade partner companies. And as I said, the name might be Turner on the fence, but everybody's treated with respect, with inclusion, with active caring on our job sites. No matter the helmet they're wearing or the vest that they're wearing, everything is the same. Like if they were a Turner employee, and that's really what has helped us build solid relationships with other companies, with companies that come to work. I'm proud to say that companies want to come back to a Turner project because they feel that they're cared for, right? That we create those meaningful relationships, that we listen to the feedback that they provide us, and that we act, which is one of the things that you guys know, right? When we receive feedback and don't act upon it, it's like it doesn't benefit anybody. So we receive the feedback with the purpose of acting upon that feedback that we're receiving, right? And they know that, right? They know that we hold ourselves, and we tell them to hold ourselves accountable for that.
Accountability is huge on that front, and hearing the not so positive things is also huge, and just taking the feedback in and to make our job site safer.
Vince, recognizing that and being vulnerable to that feedback is extremely important. Recognizing that, as I said before, that we have tons of rooms for improvement, it's key. If you don't recognize that, then there's probably no solid path forward. There might be a path forward, but it it'll be filled with cobblestones and boulders that are going to be in your way, right?
Again, just a testament to, I've seen that the Turner culture has been able to kind of broach into the trade partners that you guys work, and it does. It's something definitely industry setting that I've seen. Might just be a lot of good sauce in the water. I'm not sure, but it's something that you do feel part of a Turner. It's not 17 different contractors on a job site. It's a Turner job site. So testament to you guys.
Dave, thank you very much. We're very proud of our active caring mentality, right? And it really brings to light, what you just said, that folks, see what we're doing, see how they're treated. When they come to a Turner job, no matter the size of the job, they feel that they're part of something extraordinary, right? And that's really what we strive for. Workers are at our projects 10, 12 hours a day, spending time away from their families. The thing that we can do the best is treat them like family, and treat that they're coming to a workplace where they're not, a number, that there's somebody and somebody that's important to us, every single worker.
Ron, I really appreciate your time, and I know Dave does too. Are there any other things about safety that we haven't touched on in the last 10 minutes that are important for people to understand, other peers, customers out there that you haven't shared yet, but maybe one last comment from you on the safety front?
Yeah, I think, and it'll have to do with what we were just talking about, and I think the message is for every safety professional or not, every individual that works in the industry is, what I said earlier about building those meaningful relationships in the field. The numbers are something, and statistics are one thing. Compliance is certainly something important, but I would tell you, in my opinion, that 75% or more what makes a safe culture, a safe work site, a work site where people want to come to work, is not compliance, is not safety, is not production, is the meaningful relationships that you build with every single person that comes through your project gate or project door.
Right, you start treating them as family members, and you care about each other, and that's a whole different ball game as opposed to, I'm going to work with Joe Smith, who's Smith, So I can see that. That's really incredible.
We wanna extract what the conversations from Joe the plumber to Jill the electrician are. We want to extract those conversations and really work on developing how can we improve from that chatter, right? That chatter that happens at the ground level typically doesn't percolate up to management or to senior management. And when we have avenues to open up those lines of communication to all the way from that chatter on the ground floor and bring it up to senior leadership where they can act on it, it makes a difference. It makes a difference.
Okay, Dave, any parting comments from you, questions for Ron, or thoughts, feedback?
Nothing extra for me. Thank you, Ron, for your time. I really enjoyed the chat.
Thank you, Dave.
I know we at GPRS are proud and just grateful to have the partnership with Turner Construction. If you are in the industry and you're passionate about safety like us, go ahead and feel free to share this video, send it out to peers and colleagues, and we would love to kind of share some of this video with people in the industry to make job sites safer. So if you have any feedback for us, make sure you comment below this video or shoot us an email, go out to our website and find our email and send us an email. But nonetheless, Ron Covo, thank you so much for your time today. Really enjoyed chatting with you. Appreciate all the feedback and all the wisdom. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Vince.